Hello and welcome to this closing bell with Moneycontrol and me, Yatin Motha. Obviously, when you talk about the stock markets, after the expiry today, we opened on a good note, but the gap up was used probably for some profit taking. From the day's high, the Nifty slipped nearly 160 points to end very close to 24,000. So 24,000 is probably acting as a support as of now. But yes, we lost nearly 35 points on the Nifty today by overall markets falling nearly 175 points from the day's high. When you talk about the Sensex, another 200 points down, Sensex closing close to 79,000. So both the Nifty and the Sensex are close to that psychological levels. When it comes to the Nifty Bank, underperformance there, almost a 1% cut coming in there. However, today mid caps and small caps outperformed the markets, and that is the reason why the advance decline ratio was almost 12:10, meaning 12 stocks gaining to 10 declining. Sectorally, if you talk about Nifty Pharma, Energy, PSUs, strong gains coming in there. In fact, pharma stocks gained nearly 1% in trade. The energy stocks obviously led by the gains in Reliance Industries. We'll talk about that stock in detail from here on. When it comes to the banking space, we had media and banking stocks clearly taking a knock. Nifty 50, talking about Dr. Reddy's after yesterday's 2.5% move. Today also another 2.5% gains coming in for that stock. ONGC, Reliance are the two stocks which steered the Nifty higher, almost 2.5% gains coming in for both of these heavyweights. When it comes to banking, we had IndusInd Bank, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank. So the top private sector banks are clearly putting the pressure on the markets. 1 to 2% declines coming in for all of these stocks. Bharti Airtel, remember after the tariff hike gap up, we saw the stock move above that 1500 levels, but profit taking coming in there, and the stock ended nearly 2% lower in trade. But talking about Nifty 500, and bulk of the action was in the mid cap space, whereas if you talk about stocks in news, CDSL, July 1st week is when the board meets to consider a bonus issue, and ahead of that board meeting, the stock moved nearly 19% in trade. CEAT as well as Apollo Tyres in the tires pack did well. In fact, the price hike news in the tire stocks are clearly boosting the sentiment. CEAT up 8.5%. Apollo Tyres last time when I checked was up 5% in trade. IFL also doing well, 8% up for that one. But profit taking in DMart, in Polycab, in Idea, in Motherson Sumi. In fact, Polycab, we had the promoters sell in 2% stake, and post that big block deal, the stock was under pressure. Talking about the new IPO, we had Stanley with this furniture maker which listed at a 30% premium to the issue price of nearly 369, ending at close to 475. So that was about the markets and the market action. But to know more about the markets, we are joined by Nilesh Jain of Centrum Broking. He does the technical analysis here. Nilesh, good evening. Welcome to the show. When you talk about the Indian markets, 24,000 on the Nifty, do you think this is a market to book profits or probably hold on to investments right now?
Very good afternoon to Yatin. So today the Nifty index snapped its 4 days of winning streak, and the data was suggesting that the market are slightly in the over territory. Reason being, even if you look at the put call ratio, or for the sake, if you look at the FII's long position in the index, which has gone into extremely over territory of 82% plus. So this kind of scenario is basically indicating some profit taking from here that cannot be ruled out. Even for the Nifty index, RSI is somewhere around 65, 66 kind of a levels. So historically, we have seen these are the elevated levels, and from here some retracement which seems very much on the card. Maybe in the coming sessions we might see some cool off from the highs, but overall the major undertone continues to remain on a positive side with the buy on decline approach. So the immediate support for the Nifty, although the psychological support is at 24,000, but the next major support is at 23,800. As long as Nifty holds 23,800 levels on the lower side, we can expect there could be possibility, in fact, for further up move towards 24,300 to 24,500. As mentioned, the major structure for the Nifty looks strong. Comparatively, Bank Nifty looks slightly on a weaker side on a weekly closing basis. In fact, in today's trading session, we have seen a negative close for the Bank Nifty. A small bodied bearish candle can be seen on a daily time frame chart. So that basically indicates there could be possibility of some follow-up move on the lower side. So the next support for the Bank Nifty is placed at 52,000. Comparatively, Bank Nifty looks slightly on a weaker side.
Absolutely. So good insights from Nilesh. Clearly view on the Nifty is positive. However, banking stocks could see some bit of pressure since they are below that crucial support zone. But talking about the telecom stocks in detail, we had the tariff hikes which was announced by Jio yesterday. On an average 20% kind of a tariff increase was seen in the plans, and today Bharti Airtel also announced the tariff hike in the similar fashion. Now stocks to watch, obviously Reliance Industries, Bharti, Vodafone Idea, and Vodafone Idea is still to announce the new tariff plans. But if you talk about the telecom space, Jio has announced the tariff hike and the timing of the tariff hike, the quantum is more or less on the expected lines according to Morgan Stanley. Now Morgan Stanley also believes that the estimated ARPU, which is average revenue per user, would jump nearly 16 to 18% for Reliance Industries, and hence they are bullish on the stock of Reliance. Also for the telecom pack, Morgan Stanley believes that 11 to 18% kind of upside can be seen given the fact that the historic valuations are supportive of that particular upside. Jefferies has a buy on Bharti Airtel. Their target on the stock is 1720, and when it comes to Reliance Industries, we have Jefferies increasing the target price to 3580. So yes, on the telecom front, Jefferies is also sounding bullish. They believe that from here on there could be the focus for subscriber additions for most of the telecom companies, and they believe that from here on, apart from the telecom cylinder, the retail as well as the oil and gas business should also do well for Reliance Industries. So clearly Reliance Industries on the back of these brokerage reports was shining in trade, one of the top Nifty gainers. Coming to Nilesh for the view on telecom stocks. Nilesh, Reliance Industries top gainer today. It maintained most of its gains. What's the view on Reliance as well as Bharti Airtel?
So as far as Reliance Industries is concerned, the stock was stuck in the range from past almost 5 months now. So the range was 2800 to 3000. Now since it has already given a good breakout from this particular rectangle formation at 3000 levels, I think the target or the upside is still very much intact at 3200 plus. So immediate target of 3200 and position target of 3350, that seems very much likely in the July series. So there is still some more room left on the upside as far as Reliance is concerned. It should be bought in a staggered manner or can be added at current level, keeping in mind that it might witness some amount of profit taking towards 3080 to 3060. So that can again give a good opportunity to accumulate this particular counter. So Reliance looks strong. Apart from that, telecom space, as you mentioned, it seems like more sort of a positive news has already been discounted. So we may not see any immediate impact now, even if Bharti increases its tariff. So on immediate basis, we expect some sort of a consolidation, but the major undertone looks positive as Bharti Airtel has been in a secular uptrend. The upside target for this particular counter comes around 1600 plus. But remember, that's the position target, not on immediate basis. So it can be added in the portfolio. It's a good quality stock, keeping stop loss below 1380. Apart from that, Idea is another stock. Interesting setup can be seen here. So this particular counter, for the first time, it has given a good breakout from its 5-year long consolidation zone. So it's a 5-year breakout. So we can expect a strong momentum towards 22 to 24. So that can be a position target for Idea. Keep a stop loss below 16, and this particular counter can also be accumulated.
Absolutely. So view coming in from Nilesh, which is on Reliance, good momentum. Bharti probably consolidating, and Vodafone Idea moving out of that 5-year consolidation and a breakout with a target of nearly 22 to 24 rupees. 16 rupees, mind you, would be the stop loss on that trade. Nilesh, in the opening comments, you spoke about banking stocks looking weak, Nifty Bank looking weak. Do you think private sector banks would underperform? HDFC Bank was doing well, but you talk about Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank for that matter. All of these stocks were weak. So any particular private sector banking stock that you would like to short probably in the next week, in terms of horizon, or any views on SBI kind of PSU banks?
Right, Yatin. So there are two parts of it to answer your question. So first of all, the stock that are looking weak, yes, IndusInd Bank could be one stock where we might see some amount of selling pressure going forward. So given this kind of run-up that we have seen in Bank Nifty, specifically in last 2 to 3 weeks, in spite of that kind of run-up, IndusInd Bank did not participate. and we have witnessed some amount of consolidation. And in fact, today it was one of the laggards. So IndusInd Bank looks likely on a weaker side. Downside seems to be open up for 1440 to 1400, and upside the stop loss for the short position can be placed somewhere around 1500. If at all it takes out 1500, then we might see a sort of a short covering towards 1550 as well. So that's the one stock that is looking slightly on a weaker side within the private sector banking space. Apart from that, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, even HDFC Bank, even in fact these three stocks are having a similar sort of setup, but they look slightly overbought. So from the over territory, there could be possibility of some retracement, or I would say some amount of profit taking, due to which Bank Nifty may slip below 52,000 as well. But if somebody is looking for more sort of a position point of view, then these are the good stocks to accumulate on declines. But on immediate basis, these are the stocks that are looking weak. Now coming back to your second part of the question, that is PSU banking space. Yes, we have a positive outlook on State Bank of India, one of the heavyweights from the PSU banking space. The upside target is open up for 900 to 950. Again, this is a sort of a positional target, and one can accumulate this particular counter on declines, keeping stop loss below 810. So that's one stock can be a preferred bet within PSU banking space, followed by Bank Baroda and Canara Bank.
Okay, so that's the view on banking stocks. So thank you so much, Nilesh, for giving the views on the markets as well as stock specific ideas. It's a long week. Probably the expiry was at record. Today we again hit record levels. So a great exciting week for the markets comes to an end. But you stay tuned to Moneycontrol for all your business news and updates. We'll fill you up with all the latest on business as well as the Indian stock market. Stay tuned to Moneycontrol for all your business news and updates. Have a great weekend and some cricket over the weekend as well. Thank you so much.